Derek, it's the final Saturday match of the season. Are you hopeful of a really kind of good crowd to spur the boys on?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that we've enjoyed playing at home. We're enjoying being top of the league. We're enjoying the form that we're in. We know we're not being perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I think credit to the players for their consistency, their work rate, their motivation to do well has allowed us to get ourselves ahead, and it's the type of run we've been searching for throughout the season as a club, you know, and but we want that to continue. We recognise there's still work to be done. We recognise the importance of the home games in particular, and you know, the fact of the matter is, in the last week, well, players is clearly enjoying being at home. I think the supporters have responded, and we need another big effort for every day on Saturday. You know, I think it's got a huge part to play, that connection to try and win all 3 points. And if we can win all 3 points against a team who have got their own objectives and clearly on a good run themselves, Dunfermline, I think they've had 1 defeat in the last 5, and they've got a battle to try and get ourselves away from the bottom end of the table. So we recognise that it's going to be a tough match, but if we can win another match and keep this run going, then it's a big step towards where we want to be.
Game management is always an important part of the game, but how big a factor do you think managing the kind of emotional energy that will be around our matches, particularly at home, how big a part do you think that will play?
Well, it will be. I think it's natural for there to be a lot of tension in the game as you get to the business end of the season. Nobody says winning anything was easy. I think for the players' point of view, I want them to try and enjoy where we are. I think that, you know, a lot of time players will be involved in relegation fights at this time of the season. They'll be involved in meaningless games maybe in their careers at this stage of the season with nothing to play for. We now have to relish the opportunity that's there in front of us and try and finish off a lot of the good work that's been done. So it's natural for boys to have some sort of nerves or tension and getting into games, but it's important that they just try and be who they are. You know, I just want them to be good players, you know, handle the occasion, just go and deal with the game, look after their own game, and if we can have that collective effort we've seen in the last wee while, then we'll be okay. I think it's understandable for supporters to be really nervous, and sometimes, you know, it's just all about the result, but you know, we've got to be professional, the players and our staff. We've got to make sure we stay focused, concentrated, recognise if the game isn't going our way, then we don't panic, we don't lose ourselves, we stay focused and calm and on the job and trust the players that we've got, and that's entirely what we do have. We have a real trust in the players. We want improvements, we want to be better, but it's important that the supporters recognise players are human. We also recognise we're not going to get it all our own way for 90 minutes against a team like Dunfermline, and we will need that support throughout. Hopefully we can get that.
In terms of the squad, do you, apart from the long-term ones that we know about, are there any likely to make it back in time for this weekend? No,
unfortunately. As we were really for Morton. So there's obviously some key players still missing for us, but hopefully we can get 1 or 2 back before the end of the season. But for now, we focus on the ones who are available.
Into the quirk of the fixtures means you've actually played Dunfermline a couple of times in your time here. What have you made of them, and how different a challenge will they face, for example, from last Friday's match?
Oh, it's a totally different challenge, playing against a team with a different system. They want to play through their lines, they want to try and get overloads in different areas of the pitch. So Morton were a wee bit more obvious, ask the question, they're in their face, you know what's coming. And Dunfermline like to plot their way up the pitch. They've got good individual players, they've got players with a lot of experience, a lot of Premier League experience in their team, an experienced manager, and obviously John's job is to try and navigate them away from the bottom end of the table. So you know, and you'd have to say that the run that they're on, I think 1 defeat in 5 would suggest that they can do that. We've got to try and make it a tougher afternoon for them as possible. With 2 games we played them, a tight match here, we overcame them coming from behind. I thought we deservedly won that game through our second half performance. I thought the first half performance was not a lot happening, a lot of cancelling each other out. And I thought the game at East End Park never really offered anything, really. It was just 2 teams, neither who I think did enough to win the game, and we took the 0-0 on the day, the positive being the point and the clean sheet, but other than that, no too many positives for that game. So Tight game. I think it'll be another tight game on Saturday, so it's important we keep our nerve and keep our concentration, but also keep that belief to go and get the job done. I'm not here for sitting holding back, try to be successful. It's important that we try and be as positive as we can. I think it's important that we try and demonstrate that with team selection. I think it's important we try and demonstrate that through performance, that we know that draws at home don't get the job done, and wins will certainly help us.